So hi everyone. As introduced, I'm Helen Dale. I'm the Transformation Manager for the West Glamorgan Regional Partnership for the Children and Young People Programme and the Neurodiverse Programme. But I'm presenting today on behalf of Millie Boswell, the National Lead. So we've got a short video to start off.
A little bird has been spreading the word all about the NEST framework, a planning tool designed to help services make sure that mental health and well-being is at the heart of everything they do. It's for everyone, babies, children, young people, parents, carers, and their wider family and professionals, to make sure they feel supported and get extra help if needed. Time was taken to talk to lots of people and listen to their ideas. It was agreed that nests were a good way of explaining what helps children of all ages to grow strong, aim high, and be the best they can be. This happens when their everyday relationships feel nurturing, empowering, safe, and trusted. Everyone's nest is unique, made up of the people who are closest to them, the things they enjoy and help them grow, their communities, and the places they go to in their day-to-day lives. Trusted adults play a vital part in a young person's nest. They can lift them when they are sad, encourage them to try new things, help them join in with others and make them feel valued and cared for. This is the everyday magic that builds and maintains positive mental health and well-being. The NEST framework aims to organise services so that more people get to experience this everyday magic in their daily lives. It also aims to help children and young people feel a sense of belonging, which is so important to mental health and well-being, whether that is at home, in school, at a club, with friends, or in their community. And when things aren't going well, like when a child or a young person is feeling sad, anxious, left out, or so angry that they push people away, the trusted adults who know them best will have access to support, giving them lots of ideas to try and the confidence to keep helping. That's because sometimes what a young person needs most is for trusted adults not to give up. NEST recognises how important trusted adults are. When they are well supported, it can make all the difference. Sometimes, of course, extra help is needed, and the NEST framework's no wrong door approach recognises that everyone is different and there should be lots of different types of help available. That way, all services come together to work out who can best meet the unique needs of each person. This makes sure children and families aren't bounced around services and gives access to the right help at the right time in the right way for them. We all need different kinds of help at different times along the way. The NEST framework aims to support children of all ages, parents, carers, their wider families, and the professionals who help them. It's about making sure everyone has opportunities that are nurturing, empowering, safe, and trusted. Learn more about NEST today.
Okay, thank you. So young people were asked what words best described how support for mental health and well-being should feel, and they came up with NEST. Nurturing, which is taken care of and cherished. Empowering, which is feeling strong and listened to. Safe, feeling protected and able to be yourself. And trusted, people who are reliable and there for you. So before I go on, just have a think about what your nest looks like. Who and what makes you feel nurtured, empowered, safe, and who are the people that you trust? Is that receiving person-centred support? Access to services that wrap around the individual? Various layers of support. Also thinking about the wider detriments that can impact your nest, such as environmental, financial security, physical health. Mental health services are one part of a larger nest, and it's really important to stress the people and the relationship in that environment, which, you know, your family, your friends, your peers, your colleagues, professionals, and actually how do you all work together to hold on to a child or young person when they need that support. The framework allows the ability to work together to deliver the best support at the right time, which responds to presenting needs. So the NEST framework aims to ensure everyone is working together to deliver a whole system approach for developing mental health, wellbeing and support services for babies, children, young people, parents, carers and wider families. The framework is a planning tool that can be used by decision makers to improve mental health and wellbeing services, ranging from Welsh Government, regional partnership boards, local authorities, health boards, voluntary sector, to name a few. And it was co-produced by the Together for Children and Young People network and a wide range of stakeholders. So the framework aims to broaden the conversation away from thinking that only specialist services can provide help. It allows to make expertise and advice quicker to access, give the trusted adults closest to the children the skills and the confidence to understand what they can do to help, implementing the no wrong door, providing the right help at the right time in the right way. So the NEST framework consists of 6 core principles for improving mental health and wellbeing services. So trusted adults. This is the most important section of the NEST framework. It describes the importance of those closest to the baby, child or young person in supporting their mental health and well-being. But it's also important to think about trusted peers. Most often enough, children and young people go to their friends as their first point of contact. So also how are we supporting children and young people's peers to be that trusted person? Wellbeing across education, from creches to nursery to school, sixth form to college, education settings are a big part of the lives of babies, children and young people. And it's vital that they have a good understanding of mental health and wellbeing and take every opportunity to support it. Co-produced innovations. Babies, children and young people have a right to have their opinion heard and acted upon. The NEST framework says co-production should be at the heart of delivering all mental health and wellbeing services. And we use the phrase, I'm sure you've all heard, nothing about you without you. Easy access to expertise. The framework wants to make expert help and advice more available. Safe and supportive communities. The framework recognises that lots of different things are important to mental health and wellbeing, and we want those delivering mental health support to consider also the wider detriments of health. The no wrong door. So families who seek support for a range of needs sometimes find that they have to navigate, as us as professionals, a very complicated and complex system, and we want the families to get the right help at the right time in a way that's right for them. So the NEST framework is also underpinned by 5 shared values for providing good mental health and wellbeing services. Psychologically informed. The NEST framework anticipates that all services should have access to expertise and enable them to keep up to date with the latest research. A rights-based approach. It's fundamental to our mental health and wellbeing. Equity, diversity and inclusion. To feel included and that you belong and have the same chances as everyone else is fundamental to our mental health and well-being. And the framework has this as an important priority for all professionals and services to address. It's also values-led. All organisations work in very different ways and do different things, and this can lead sometimes to differences about what to prioritise and what to focus on. But the framework asks everybody to align those values to support children with their mental health and well-being. And child development. All babies, children, young people are unique and develop in different ways at different paces. The framework asks that every service focuses on development rather than the current approach that often takes age as its main focus. Okay. So how is NEST being implemented nationally? There's lots of opportunities. So there's a national community of practice. If you haven't already, I would definitely suggest joining. It's a great space for shared learning, finding out what others are doing in terms of implementing the framework, aligning to cross-policy work. We also have regional partnership board nest leads, which come together quite frequently to, again, learn from other regions, look at how we can embed different ways of working and have that shared space on best practice. And we've also built it into the regional integration funds and have used in other programmes. Okay, so how can you join in on the nest journey? So it's really important that all professions and sectors share the nest principles and language so that we can create those partnerships that are needed to work together and join up support for babies, children and young people. So what are some of the things that you can do then to implement nest? If you haven't seen it already, there's a Nest in Action document, and this shares good practice examples. So this was drawn from the very first year of annual self-assessments. And again, there's lots of opportunities in there to learn how others are implementing Nest in Action. There's also training, so there's the Neath Nest training individually, and there's also the children's rights training that you can access. So the links are in the presentation, which can be shared, I'm sure. We reference the Nest self-assessment and implementation tool. So on an annual basis, regional partnership boards have responsibility to report on progress and how they're implementing Nest. But you can also look at the framework yourselves in your own organisations and have a think about how you're currently delivering on the principles, and also maybe look at what things can improve. And I know that, you know, lots of projects and services developing their own action plans, which then are feeding into the regional reporting process. There's also the Self-Assessment Tool National Forum. So there's a link in the presentation that you can join. You know, it gives an overview of what is the self-assessment tool, how to use it, and sharing experiences of using the assessment tool in practice. And also an opportunity to ask any questions and advice on how to use the tool. So that is a whistle-stop tour of the Neath Nest framework. I'm happy to take any questions. Whether I'll be able to answer them is another, but I'm more than happy to answer any.
I might let you off the hook for questions at the moment.
And breathe.
We've got one more speaker, and then we'll bring our morning speakers together for a Q&A
Brilliant.
panel. So
Okay,
you may still
you.
get some.